Hi, my name is James Owen, and in our lesson today we're going to be discussing standard form. This lesson is aimed at GCSE students or higher functional skills students. So before we get started, can you all get a pen, pencil, ruler and a piece of paper ready? You will be asked to write down some questions and answers today. Okay, so standard form is a way of writing down very large or very small numbers. For example, scientists use this for measuring the Earth. We wouldn't have to write down measuring the Earth. We wouldn't have to write down $130 million meters, because we could write down 1.3 times 10 to the power of 7. Okay, so I'm going to write a number down on a piece of paper, and I want you to tell me how you would write this number in standard form. Okay, so that number says 7 million. How would we write that down in standard form? So it would have to start off with a 7, and then it would be multiplied by 10 to the power of 6. All we had to do with that was count the amount of zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 10 to the power of 6 would be a million. And then 7 times a million would be 7 million. So it gets a little bit harder when the first digit isn't always followed by a 0. So it could say this number, for example. So this number is 1,400,000,000, but we can write it down with the first two numbers, because standard form always has to have a number that is between 1 and 10. This one has to become 1.4, and then it will have to be multiplied by, how many zeros do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but it also jumps over this last one, so it would also be 1.4 times 10 to the power of 9. Okay, so now that we've gone through the basics, I want you to have a look at these numbers, and I want you to change them into standard form. So pause the video and have a go, because I'm about to show you the answers. Okay, so the first two digits are 1 and 8. So to change that into something that's above 1 and less than 10, it would change to 1.8 multiplied by 10 to the power of, how many times does it jump across? It would jump across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1.8 times 10 to the power of 7. Next one, 1.7 multiplied by, jumps across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, 10 to the power of 7. Third one, 4.27. We are still keeping it less than 10. No matter how many digits come across here, it has to be less than 10. So the decimal point would start here, in between the 4 and the 2. And how many would it jump across to go to the end? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Times by 10 to the power of 10. And I'm sure you can figure out the last one using the exact same methods as above. You'd end up 9 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to the power of 13. Okay. So now that we've had a go of having a practice at standard form, I would like you to have a go at this example. This example is taken from a functional skills level 2 test. So I will give you a minute to have a go, and then we will move on explaining it. Okay, so if you've not found the answer yet, please pause the video and have a little bit longer to try. And for those of you that have answered the question, let's move on and explain. So we've put all of the digits there that need to be there, making the value less than 10. It changes to 1.996 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next question. The Earth is 93 million miles from the Sun. Write this in standard form. Okay, we should be catching on to a bit of a pattern now. So our answer would be 9.3 times 10 to the power of 7 miles. The average bucket of sand contains 3,180,000,000 grains of sand. Write this in standard form. Okay, and our next one and final one will be converting from standard form into normal form. So we are going backwards now. Anglesey has rock that is 2.6 times 10 to the power of 9 years old. Can we write this number out in full? So instead of moving the values backwards to count how many to the power of 10 it would become, we are now moving it forward to write this number out in full. So whatever the power is of 10, that's how many values we would jump that decimal point forward. So we end up with 2, 6, followed by 8 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Which would be 2,600,000,000. Okay, this one is entirely up to you. Light travels at 3 times 10 to the power of 8 meters a second. Write this in normal form. If you've not completed it already, pause the video. It's about to show the answer, and this will be the final slide. Thank you very much for watching the entire video. I hope everybody is staying safe, and there'll be another video uploaded shortly.